about how we are progressing towards our success. Last Sunday we couldn't have, as there was some other program happening. So this Sunday we're going to talk more about your exam preparation. Now let's get inside. I should have few people joining in few minutes. Do we have someone who cleared PMP recently? You're part of this class today. Yeah, as we know that, hey, I'm cleared, man. Why should I be here? Same dialogue. How is it going, Hemant, on your side?
It's going well, Shri.
Mhm.
After fourth full mock, I was a little disappointed because of this course.
Mm.
Uh, but now I thought I shouldn't give up. Actually, I'm trying and I'm just reading the notes and notes and notes, especially stakeholders and
Mhm.
other other key points which you had asked me to work on.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Stakeholders, communication, and especially agile also.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't know where I'm lagging behind because now I'm taking 60 question mock
Mm-hmm.
and I'm scoring somewhere around 30, 35. I mean to say
Okay.
out of 60, I'm getting 30 to 35 in between only, making silly
35%.
mistakes.
35 percentage.
No, no, not 35 percentage. 35 questions I'm getting correct. That is
Mm.
somewhere around close to 55, 58.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Making
Okay.
silly mistakes,
How
Shri.
do you call it a silly? Why you think it's a silly? It could be major mistake.
Yes, it is a major
Why you want
mistake.
to why you want to say it's a silly?
Silly because while eliminating, I'm eliminating two answers properly,
Mm-hmm.
but
Okay.
specific answers sometimes value and sometimes what do we say root cause. In these two
Mm.
terms,
Mm.
I get confused, especially in agile, because
All right.
sometimes value is not important. Sometimes root cause is also important,
Right.
and sometimes I make mistake in understanding the question because that is related to the predictive scope related
Mm.
question, but
Mm.
I mark it as value and face-to-face meeting will be good.
Okay. Okay. Look like the question terminologies are sometimes not clear in the sense you are being tricked by the wordings.
Yes, that is the main
Okay.
thing.
Understandable. Yeah, that could be called as a silly. And when you read it a second time with the answer, at least you understood right now. When you get a
Uh,
question like that next time, you will be able to be in a better place.
yes, right. Now
Okay.
I'm actually concentrating on the wrong answers more. Where
Uh,
did I make a mistake?
hmm.
So
Hmm.
there I'm understanding,
Hmm.
but
Are you
again,
are you taking time with the right answers also?
um, right answers sometimes, not every time,
Hmm.
because
Possible, I
mhm,
would say take a look of right answers also. Your right answers are not right because you thought it in the right way. It could be a
mhm,
luck also. What if
okay,
your logic is not matching with what the answer logic is? You chose an answer as a B. Yes, B is
mhm,
right. B is right. But you thought something and you chose B. When you read the justification, it is giving a different thought process. You never thought on that dimension. In an exam, if you're going to have 10% of the question like this, in a main exam, in 60 question, if it is a 10%, in main exam, it's a big number. In 180
yeah,
questions, if you have 10%, really 18 or 20 questions, which is just by luck you're going to get it, that's going to hit you hard.
mhm,
So I would say look at some of the questions, not all, some of the correct question also, to see whether that logic, what you thought, is matching with what they are saying.
okay.
Yeah, that also adds something to you. How many days you have, Hemant, for your exam?
I don't know whether I'm getting afraid or what because I was supposed to take on 10th of May, but
Hmm.
now I'm planning to take on 20th because scores were
Hmm.
not up to date. But
Hmm.
when I took the
Hmm.
I started reading the chapters once again, so I've taken notes from
Hmm.
stakeholders and other key important
Hmm.
chapters also. Still, I believe I have to take a few little more
Few more
notes so that
questions.
it
Okay.
will be good for me, not to
Understand.
rush in hurry
That's
burry
okay.
that
That's
everyone
okay.
is.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be pressurized by your peer. There is a peer team of your batch who keep posting that, hey, I cleared the examination.
Mhm.
It should be a motivation, but should not be a pressure.
Mhm.
Because somebody bought a car in your apartment, you should not buy a car. Really, the
Absolutely.
car should be useful for you,
Mhm.
right? Somebody bought a new dress, you should not buy it. It should be useful for you. So think whether it is useful for me. It's not a peer pressure. It should
Mhm.
be like you like it, then you go for it. Okay.
Okay.
It's a completely okay, even if you delay for 3 months. It's completely fine. When thousands of people in your locality, I believe you live in an apartment block area. Do you?
No, just a normal residential
Residential
area.
area. Okay. In your residential area, if 10,000 people or 1,000 people are there, when they don't even think about growth in their career, when you are thinking for your growth and you're reading every day and you're practicing, you are already 10 steps forward than them. So you no need to put a pressure that, oh, I should do this exam by tomorrow. I like you have a date, fantastic. But that doesn't mean you have to have a pressure. Through pressure, your brain will not process. Your brain will work only when you feel relaxed, relieved. Okay. So it's completely fine. You're pushing a date. And how many months you have for your exam application date? You will have a date for 1 year. So how many more months you have?
8 months. Sorry, 10 months, I believe.
10 months, right? You have a sufficient time for your exam date, so that doesn't put a pressure. And you may have some holidays planned in your office that also you should calculate. At the same
Mhm.
time, if something is disturbing your mental peace, I would say that that is not worth it. So you can push it a little more. I would say push it in the month of June, end of May, July. Take a time and
Okay.
relax, read, sit in the balcony, read calm, understand the subject, take the book and read the glossary, and listen some of the success story videos. Listen to Rita 11th edition audiobook. There is an audiobook for 11th edition. Listen to that audiobook. Go to Agile Practice Guide book, flip some pages. Only when you feel really happy that you are getting more control of what you are learning, now you get for the exam. Right?
Okay. Understood.
You
Understood.
should not put a pressure. Pressure will not help you. Maybe you clear the exam. If you put a pressure, you clear the exam in another 1 week. But what will happen is in the pressure, when you learn, after the exam gets over, you want to run away from there, which means you will feel, oh God, exam is over. And then you'll pack your book, put on the rack. You will not even open the book. When you love and read it, after the exam, you will again open the book because you like it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is not only
Yeah.
for you, Hemant. I'm saying to people watching this YouTube video or people live here, I'm sure many have the same trouble. It is not only you. Let me quickly check. Is anyone here? You too have a trouble that your scores and your answering is not going well? Any one of you here who have that trouble? Apart from Hemant? Okay, Dolly is putting hands up there. Yes, Dolly, what's happening there for you? How is your
Hi,
question?
Shri.
Hey, Dolly.
Yeah. Actually, I also started attempting the 40 marks question. And
Mm-hmm.
similar like Hemant, I'm also scoring like around 55, 58.
Mm.
So, yeah,
Okay.
it was a pressure for me also. Like, I'm not able to, gauge the,
Focus. Yeah.
and yeah, focus and able to
Mm.
complete the wrong answers or review them properly. So,
Mm.
as you suggested, I have started reviewing uh, the wrong answers as well as the correct answers and
Mm.
explanation for them so
Mm.
that I come to know like which all topics I have clearly understood and
Yeah.
on which I really need to work on.
I understand. I understand. How many days you have, Dolly, for your main exam?
Actually, I have planned it for July month,
Very good. Very
July
good.
end.
Then you have sufficient time with you. I think the conversation which I had with the Hemant, are you very there to listen to those dialogues?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. See, I understand the situation. It's not only for any one of you here. Some of you listening this video even after 1 year. This video we are talking in the 2024 May. Someone may listen to the same video 1 year later. Wherever you are, project management is not something emerged yesterday. Since we came to know management 1 year before, 6 months before, we are in an urgency to get the certificate. But management is there for more than 4,500 years. Maybe I'm talking about management few years. Maybe one day I'll die, I won't be around, or I'm totally out of the industry for some reason. Something happened. That doesn't mean management going to stop. It is going to be there. You will be there. Sometime you will go away. You will also go out of the job. Management will be there. So management is a long journey. So taking this examination is part of your life. So take it as a happy moment to learn with a joy and clear the exam. Shri, I want to do that, man. You know what? I do want to be happy. But when the scores are not coming, I'm not happy. Unfortunately, from our school days, we have been programmed like that. Numbers and scores are important. I agree to some extent to that. Yes, it's important. But beyond numbers, how much you understood the subject is very much important. If you more focus on the number, your understanding ability starts dropping. So I would say if you are struggling somewhere, not only for Hemant or Doli, for anyone here, start with the short questions. Every day Rahul is posting 10 questions in the WhatsApp group. Take the 10 question, sit and answer them, see if you can answer better. See if you can improve your score there. Check how is your reading ability. Check out how you are doing elimination technique. In the question, are you able to understand which particular role is being targeted in the question? Check, is there any particular English tense, past tense, present tense? Are you able to understand that? There is a situation is explaining about the risk management. In risk management, a risk is about something going to happen in the future. Am I clear on that particular area? So start working out on those areas and you will start liking it. After 10 question, getting go to hold of it, go for 40 question, then go 60 question, then go 180 question, again come back to 10 question. I too hear people say that, Shri, you know what, I'm going to YouTube. There are some other training institutes. They are having their own YouTube channel. There they are solving some questions. Go ahead and listen for it. I like some other trainer who is explaining very well. Go and listen for it. Go for study hall in PMI Institute. PMI Institute has something called a study hall. It's a paid question paper. You can also take that question paper. If the resources what we have here in ShriLearning ecosystem is not sufficient, I would say try different areas also. But to me, people who cleared the exam, they say this is more than enough. Reading Rita book, listening to the classes, taking the question paper here, getting a decent of 65, 70%, enough to clear the exam. Right? That's a point. So coming back here, let's start the day like this, that this course, you're doing it for your career growth. And don't put a high pressure on you. It is completely okay by pushing a couple of months. I know you are in a job search. You are in a promotion. You are in a pressure to complete because some other family thing coming in next 2 months. You have to close it before that. I can completely understand that. But under pressure, sometimes our brain don't process well. So when you leave it little relaxed, it works well. Yeah?
Yes.
Sure.
Great. Fantastic. Let's keep it up. All right. Anyone else who have something to talk about the exam? I have Dinesh is there. Dinesh, what do you have for your exam?
Hi, Shri. I have another 2 weeks for my exam.
Oh, close by. So how is it going on?
Actually, I have attended a TAD mock before 10 days, and the score was 68%.
60?
And I have posted it to you, 8.
68%, yeah. What was the time management?
Yeah.
If you want to
The
recall.
time was really good, actually, like approximately 72 minutes, 75 and 73 minutes.
72, 75, 73. And you had enough break in between, 10 minutes?
Yeah, I took a 10 minutes break, and apart from that, as we have discussed before 2 weeks, I have also taken very short break between the second and third phase of exam, like 2 minutes or like that. So it was really helpful.
Okay, good to know. I believe your confidence level is good right now. You feel comfortable?
Yeah. I feel comfortable now, and my thinking is like, my thought is like, should I have to take mock 4, because I'm hearing since 2 weeks people who are taking fourth mark are not really feeling confident.
So you want to ignore that, huh?
Not really, but I'm thinking like, should I really take that, or will continue with the 60 marks?
Sometimes we feel that when we close the eyes, the whole world is black. No, you have to keep your eyes open. Okay.
Yeah.
By just closing our eyes, we cannot expect the whole world is black, dark. It's bright. It's okay when somebody says it's like that. It may be for them. Still, I will say go
Okay.
for it because you have for 2 weeks with you. You can take one
Yeah.
full exam, but don't go one full exam directly right now. I would say go for 60 questions, couple of 60 questions now.
Okay.
Okay, do a couple of 60 questions and see how is your time management and how is your scores coming up.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll go for a 180 question exam.
Shall I take 180 questions before 1 week, or even before that?
1 week
Because
before. Since you have 2
okay.
weeks, give 1 week timeline. In this 1 week timeline, take a couple of 60 questions. And then
Okay.
maybe after a few days of time, go for a 180 question. Don't worry about the score. Work out on your time management. Work out on your question reading ability. That's what you're going to focus.
Okay.
Yep. So you are ready for the exam. Hereafter, you should not worry, will I? No, that point is gone. Now you're going to clear the
Yeah.
exam. That's very sure. Now you have to only focus on how can I tune some of the areas like your time management and question reading ability, and how can I solve the toughest questions. Those are the things which you have to work out.
Okay.
Yeah. There is no
Yeah.
doubt of looking back, will I clear the exam? You are PMP already. You have to think like that.
Thank you, Shri. Yeah, I will think
Yeah,
like that.
that's the way it works. See, this exams and interviews, you have to walk in that this job is for me. I remember at least when I went for interviews, when I enter the interview room, I'll feel this job is for me. The way you sit in the table, the way you ask question, the way you respond the question, they should have a doubt whether you are being interviewed or you are interviewing them. That's the way you have to be there. When you be like that, they feel, wow, man, this is the guy we want. So kind of feel you have to bring for the exam also. Okay. So you're all
Okay.
set.
Yep.
But one question to you, are you reading the glossary? Are you doing that?
Yes, I have started reading glossary, and apart from that, since last 3 days, I'm also reading Agile practice guide, because I thought I can give more importance for the Agile.
Very
And
good.
I read before few months, I would say like before 6 or 7 months, but that time I
Very good.
couldn't able to understand that much. But now
Now
I
you
can
got that.
really understand.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that means I would say like from the concept point of view, I am really more comfortable now.
Very good. That's good to know. Happy to see that you're getting a hold of the subject.
Thank
Yep.
you, Hari.
Fantastic. Good. So when you're bringing up this car, I'm seeing a car in your DP, man. Which car it is? It's a
That is
Skoda?
Fiat Cupra. No, Fiat Cupra.
Which mountain it is? Bangalore mountain?
No, it is Switzerland.
Okay.
Brains
Why you parked the
everywhere.
car in Switzerland?
We went for trip, so I thought like it's a very good scenery, and I love my car very much. So I wanted to just
Okay. Okay. You should have been close to the car,
take a
man.
photo. Yeah,
Look like you click picture of someone's car.
yeah, I love car than car alone than myself. I would say like not
Yeah.
with my pick
Okay.
in the.
Okay. That's a boy's thing, huh? Boy thing. Car
Yes,
loving.
exactly.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Keep rocking. Good to know. And keep up this momentum. Keep me posted
Thank you,
on
Shri.
what's happening at your side. And I want you to take at least 2-3 days off before your main exam.
Actually, like I'm taking approximately one complete week. Like next week I should work, and
Hmm.
after that I'll be totally off.
Super good. Super good. Do that. And glossary reading is happening. Did I give you some bullet points for the exam preparation close to the exam?
No, Shri, not yet.
Okay. Then give me a message in the WhatsApp. I'll give you some bullet points which you can work out.
Yeah, sure, I will do it.
All right. Good. Let's talk some
Yep.
subject
Thank you, Shri.
also. Let's get to subject. Is anyone else close to the exam and you have some questions towards the exam? Meantime, let me bring some subject for the discussion. Boo, 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 boo. Let me check anyone is having a question. Is anyone else who have an exam in the month of May? We have at least 2.5, 3 weeks in this month. Anyone in the month of May? Anyone in the month of June who have exam here? Month of June. Okay. Right. Then let's look at some subject here.
Shri.
Now.
Shri.
Yeah. Someone is there. Who is that?
Anil.
Anil Gupta. Yes, sir.
Shri,
Please go ahead.
I have a question. Sometimes whenever I read any question and I see the answer, so sometimes the question gives the answer for the process on the priority, and sometimes the question gives the answer to the solution on the priority. Even the process is there, but it it giving the preference to the solution. So I'm little bit confused about. So we should take the when we choose the answer from all 4 answers, so which one we should give the priority, the process or the solution? So I'm sometimes I'm getting little confused about
process. Can you give one example for solution? What does it mean?
Nothing is in my mind.
Solution means
yeah.
something getting solved. Solution means something getting resolved. You mean like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes we should go for the process. What process is defined? That like if there is some issue found, then we should go some documentation first, or we should do the brainstorming first. I mean, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. I think it depends more on the question, isn't it? Because the question will be interested to know whether you are aware of what to do in this situation. See, as a human, when you sit in the exam hall, you tend to solve the problem. Any question, you want to solve the problem. Is this true?
Yeah. Okay.
Every question, you want to solve the problem. Many times when you sit in the exam hall, when you read a question, you don't read a question as a project manager. You read a question as if you are the CEO of the company.
Okay.
Many people do this. I don't want to call as a mistake. It's a nature that in a real job, they don't think themselves a CEO. But they solve the PMP question, they think themselves a CEO. In a real job, they'll behave like a servant, like an employee. What I can do here, I can do only this. When you put an exam question, in one question, they want to solve the global warming, Russia problem, everything in one question. When you try to solve everything in one question, you get into trouble. When you read a question in the last line, they very clearly mention that what can be the next step in this situation.
Okay.
Rightly, you said some question is asking you to solve the problem, but they will mention you. What kind of solution you can bring here? What kind of problem solving you can do here? Some question very particularly say that what can be the next step here? Isn't it? So when they say next step, they are not expecting you to so brilliantly solve the whole problem. They want you to first to know that what you will do. Somebody's having a heavy chest pain. What to do? Probably you'll do the first aid. You may even try to see what can be done on the first level. But definitely you want to go for a ECG, you want to go to the hospital, you want to check the medical history, you want to come out of the problem of cardiac arrest. That's a big solution. But are you basic knowledge, are you aware the first aid should be done like this? So it's a very subjective, like you said, one question can ask for a solution, one question can ask for a process. But you have to think yourself as a project manager in some places. In some places, you have to think as a leader, how can I guide my team to solve the problem? If it is not like that, this PMP exam would have been the most easiest exam in the world, isn't it? So they made the exam in this way. You have to change your hat, but never change your hat like a CEO. The moment you put a hat like a CEO, then you get into trouble. So what will happen here is every question you want to solve it. So that's a problem there. So you have to be a little cautious on the last line of the question. Are they asking you to be a leader to make your team, leadership for your team, not for the company, leadership for your team, how to guide them to solve the problem? And another place, the basic first aid idea. Somebody's having a chest pain. What is the first aid I can do for the first 5 minutes, first 20 minutes, which is crucial? That is what PMI is looking from you.
Is it something like that when the question comes from people area, then we should directly come up with the solution, like the face-to-face or brainstorming or some kind of decision making, and the question comes from some type of process, then we should go for the process what the the process is saying? Like if there is a risk occurred, what should we do in that?
Yeah, of course, right? A risk occurred is something, a situation has happened. But I don't want to generalize it. I don't want to mark it like that. If that's the case, I'm repeating again, PMP exam would have been the most easiest exam in the world. Isn't it? If I'm going to say yes for that, what do you ask the question? Do you think everyone with the people question will do this? Process question will do this?
No. I mean, most of the things look like, because I have given so many question answers. So this is what
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this point. But you know what? This is more a professional exam. It's a very hard to group it like that. If we group it, I think we are making a mistake. So it's very uncomfortable, but I want to say that it is more of a subjective, what you're asking is. So this is where comes your professional knowledge. This is where comes what you are doing in office Monday till Friday. Right. This is the reason PMI is asking at least have 3 years of knowledge in some area of management, because some of the things which we worked will help you. I'm sure you're doing it already, but only thing is you have to look at your corporate, what is happening. When you see your corporate, that will also align with what you're reading. So it's a combination of both. Yeah.
I think, I need to solve more questions because I only started the 10 questions one, because after that I will go for 40, 60 because I don't want to be in the rush. So I'm
very good.
40, 60 and then 180. Yeah.
But sure, there is a long journey. I can say that. It's a long journey. You have to go for it.
Yeah.
Very good. Amazing. Great, guys. I see a few more people joined here. Hey, thanks for joining here. And I believe it's a great Sunday. And this is welcome to the Sunday prayers. We'll talk something on subject. We're going to talk something on the question paper here. I didn't see much of your faces here. Let me see who are available in the camp. I'm going to take a look of your face. Who is available in the camp? Hemant, I saw this morning. Nice to see Hemant. Few more people. Want to show up for yourself? Shri, Sunday, relax mode. Heavy sunlight. We're sitting like in Goa. Okay, Abhishek is here. Anil is here. Okay, Rahul, Kumar, fantastic. God. So how is the weather there? I heard some part of the cities it's raining. In some part of India, it's raining.
Yes,
sir. Yeah, in Bangalore, it was raining. So.
Bangalore raining. Yay! The water problem solved. Finally. Heavy rain or moderate rain?
No, it was moderate. I think from yesterday, it is not rain again. But 3-4 days back, it was raining.
Okay. It's not like remote control. Yeah, every day command rain. You can't set it up, right? It will rain only when it can. Okay.
Yeah, that is better.
Better, huh? Okay. The water problem is still there or reduced?
No, there's not. Problem is not as people are showcasing it. It is there, but we are getting water.
You're getting water. Okay. Until you get water, you don't feel the problem. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to know. All right. How about other place? I think Kolkata is also raining as per the IPL match I saw. Was it raining? Kolkata, it's a heavy rain. That's what I saw at least the match got delayed.
Pune, it's raining actually from 2 days.
Wow. Cool, man. Nice. Pune is good. Bangalore is good. Kolkata is good. Anyone from south part of India? Burning, yeah. Armugam, you're in mute mode. Anyone from south part of India?
Yes, Shri, Paneer here. Chennai, from Chennai.
Chennai, it's a barbecue nation.
Yeah. Today,
it's a barbecue.
15 minutes morning, it drizzled. That's it.
Drizzled. Check out, somebody is pouring water from the balcony. They are gardening. They are doing something on the rose garden and you're getting, drizzling, yeah. Heavy sun, but drizzling. Yeah? Okay. Was it super warm there, Paneer?
Yeah. After the drizzling, it was too hot actually.
So hot, hotter, hottest. That's how it's a Chennai. All right, it's a peak season, man. I think this is a May 3rd or May 4th to May 25th. It will be super burning. That's a pattern of Chennai, right? And that's how it will be super burning. All right, take good care. Drink enough water and do some basic exercises, right? Because in warm weather also you need some exercise. The blood circulation should be good. Good enough. Fantastic, guys. Let's good to see your face. Nice for showing your face there. Now, what we see is, let's see some portion of agility and risk in agility. And then we'll go for a couple of questions. Yeah, we'll do that. Now, let's start with this one. How many of you are aware of this particular graph on the right side? Is anyone aware of it? Have you heard about it?
Heard about it.
Heard
Seen
about
as
it.
well.
Graph.
Stacy.
Stacy. Ralph Stacy is a person who came up with a graph. And this guy clearly pointed out, hey guys, when we are doing a project, what will happen here is the two. When a project has a certain uncertainties. See, he uses a word called certainty, uncertainty. I'm sure you heard this word uncertainty somewhere in your life. Uncertainty means something you cannot rely on. Uncertain, which is two sides here. Where is my marker? Where is my writer? Oh, guys, I thrown my writer somewhere. Boo, 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 boo. Ooh. Check. Got it. I got it. All right. So what this guy was pointing out is he was. Oh, the video is coming in. So what this guy was pointing out is he was saying that, hey, when a requirement is unclear, when you have the uncertainty of technology, that is what to do, then he says that let's move on to a model called agility. I believe now you can see the screen. Now, if you see the screen on the bottom, that is on x-axis. Okay, I'm talking about x-axis here. In x-axis, what Stacy was pointing out is, let us say certainty. When I say certainty, I will keep it as a 0. Certain means it is going to happen. Uncertain is I'm not clear on what it is. So I'll keep it as a 10 here. When I really don't know technology, when I say technology, how I'm going to do this work. In a project, from the beginning, I may not know how to do, or sometimes a portion of the project I may not know how to do. Is this possible? Whole project, I may say I cannot or I may not know what to do or how to do, or some portion. Now, what Stacy was pointing out is, guys, if in case you are close to certainty, which means you know exactly, you know how to do. You also know what to do. When you know what to do, when you know how to do, it is going to be simple. Don't confuse between the word simple and easy. Don't confuse with this word. When I say simple, yeah. Hey, do you know, can you drive a SUV vehicle from one city to another city? You will say simple, but it is not easy because traveling for 500 miles, 600 kilometers, it's not easy, but it is simple. You know what to do, you know how to do. But driving in the car for 7 hours, 8 hours, yeah, it has its own pain, isn't it? So there is no confusion between easy and simple, but simple is I know what to do, I know how to do. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about some other factor where we are talking what staff this guy was pointing out is he was saying that, hey guys, when there is something which is extended here, where there is a complication, when I say complication or complicated in a project, there could be one particular component where I'm not having clarity. When I say complex in a project, I may have multiple compartments which I don't have clarity. See, here it could be 1 or 2. Here I may have more. In a project, if I have different components which is not clear on what to do, how to do, then I go for it. The reason I'm sharing this is purely something called as risk in the project. Shri, what do you mean by risk? Here, a risk means risk is purely talking about an unknown area. What do you mean by unknown area? We are not clear. I'm anticipating it can be, when I say risk, it can be plus, it can be minus. It can be a threat, it can be an opportunity. But I see more of a threat here, which means the complications can be more. The complexity can be more. Now, for this place, what to do? For this place, the recommendation goes to a place called adaptive nature. I think you see the word adaptive here, which also falls under the umbrella called agile. Now, why we are conversing this dialogue here? The Stacy graph here points out what model of project where we can go. By the same way, don't Don't be fixed in your mind. A project gone into complex cannot come back. Because in a project which was in a complex nature can turn into simple nature because after few iterations, few releases, customer got more clarity. Customer starts explaining things more better. They're clear on what they want. Also, the industry is maturing. You are getting a right technology in the place. Chances are you may know how to do. Now, let me add a little more on this to talk how Agile is working. If you look at this is one of the Scrum process. Okay, I believe you heard about Scrum process, right? You heard about it. I can put a word like this, PDCA. What is this PDCA, if anyone aware of it? What is PDCA?
Plan, define, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Check, act.
Repeat again. Plan, I heard.
Plan, do, check, act. Act.
Plan, do, check, act. So do is execution, check is monitoring, act is any action on what you monitored, right? See, this I can utilize it for a well-planned project, which means planning can take 3 months of time, okay? And then execution can take 12 months of time. While execution happening, I can parallelly monitor, which is called a check and act. So this is applicable very much for plan-driven project. But what we are trying to convey here is the same rule of PDCA is applicable for Agile project for the reason where we spoke about requirement uncertainty and technical uncertainty. Here also, I'm going to use something called PDCA, but here I'm going to use a short cycle. Now, question to you. Why in Agile we recommend a short cycle? Why it is recommended? Any idea? Think so blunt. Think just like that. Tell me why there is a short cycle.
Because it is time boxed.
Okay, very good.
Iteration.
I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an industry word called time box. Very good. Rightly said. But what is the reason? Why should we do a time box? Why? Question is why?
To deliver frequently.
Very good. That's the first principle in Agile. Deliver frequently. Okay, you are halfway there. Deliver frequently. But again, the question stands out. Why you should deliver frequently? Why there is a short cycle? That question still is there. Why?
You will get the feedback from the customer after
There
every
you go.
small
There
delivery.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a point. That's a point. I like that. I like that. Now you came to the right point. What you said? Feedback. Feedback on what? On what?
Feedback on your
Activities
delivery.
performed.
Activities performed. Okay. Very good. You're getting closer. Go further down. What do you mean by activities?
User stories, you mean?
Okay. Then explanation says user story. Okay. What is why we do this activity? Why we have this user story?
Minimal viable product MVP.
Now let's go to the industry term. The industry term says MVP, minimum viable product.
Customer can use it.
Customer can use it. Something usable.
Prototype
increment.
Okay, you can use the word increment. Very good. I heard a word prototype. Proto. Now what happened here is I'll put some more wordings here. Now I'll clear off all the content here. Now we put a term called PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. When you say plan, do, there is a check and there is an act happening. These two are happening to prevent or reduce the risk. Can I say like that? Check and act is to prevent or reduce the risk. These two things, rightly you all said, there is a feedback cycle. Where we do this feedback, one is in a sprint review. In sprint review, what feedback we receive? Are we receiving feedback on the product or on the process? Feedback on the product or on the process?
On the product.
On the product, which is some executable, something usable by the customer. The customer himself or customer's representative called as, who is customer representative in Agile team?
Product owner.
A person called product owner, who is a representative of the customer, who checks the product and gives the right term we all said here, which you called as feedback. Now, I also heard a term called time box. I think we heard this term time box. Someone was pointing out time box. This is time box is happening on every short cycle. Short cycle. Now let's go little back of 70 years or 80 years back. 80 years back or 70 years back, we started something called lean management. Have you all heard lean management? Lean. Lean management. Have you heard about it? Yeah, it's pretty common in the manufacturing industry. Yeah, lean management. In lean management, one thing they're very clear, the small packets travel fast. And small packets have a room for a feedback. Okay. And small packets can reduce the quality issue. A small packet can reduce the risk in the project. So they found this small packet. Anything, do in a small, go fast. This is a lean concept sometime back, not now. We are talking about this all years back. Now, if you are in ShriLearning portal and communication board, you should have seen a diagram like this. Have you seen a diagram like this? Yeah, oval shape where you have lean on the top and in the center there is a circle. Have you seen this picture?
Yeah.
Okay. In the top, lean will be there. In the center circle, what will be there?
Agile, Scrum,
Very good.
Kanban.
Very good. So Agile comes here. Under Agile only, you have something called Scrum.
Yeah.
Now, today, I'm talking with you about Scrum processes. Can I say Scrum, the great grandfather is a lean management? Can I say like that? If I see this circle, can I say lean is a great grandfather of a Scrum or
Yes.
Agile?
Yes.
We can say. So if you are in any industry, in your company, already they are thinking of lean concepts because all your company has something called Six Sigma. All your companies already have something called lean mindset. Okay. Your company is already working on short cycle. The purpose of doing a short cycle is, rightly you said, there is something feedback going to happen. And now I'll come to the main point of discussion why we're doing this now. The whole process of Agile itself, whatever you see here from this point till this point, is something called risk reduction. Risk reduction. See, sometime back, we sit and talk about what all risk could happen. How can we reduce it? Okay, this is a conversation we have in project management. Even today, that's valuable. I can create a risk register. I can mark resource unavailability as a risk. I can mark funding does not happen as a risk. I can mark heavy rain in the city is a risk. Extreme warm weather is a risk. Because I remember there was one time, I forgot the city, maybe it's a California someplace, one of our server stopped working. Because of extreme heat in that city, some of the machines could not function. Can you believe this can be a risk? We got one day morning warnings in systems that the server is going down. It's not working well. So they were investigating, they find the cooling system was not working well. Because the cooling system not working well, the servers are going down. Because of extreme weather, that particular weather they didn't see in that particular place. But this all you have to think, yeah, you have to think that risk is there. However, in the last 20, 25 years, Agile or agility, they brought in to reduce this risk anticipation by bringing a proper system in place. What you're seeing now is a family of lean management where we do small packets and get a constant feedback to reduce the risk parameter. And that's the reason Agile is getting pretty popular. Now, why I'm explaining all these concepts? You have to see one other point. In your books, somewhere you will read called risk-adjusted backlog. Have anyone read this in your book? Risk-adjusted backlog. Have you? No?
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, seems no one has read it, huh? There is something called risk-adjusted backlog. First, you should know what is a backlog. Anyone knows what is a backlog in Agile?
List of activities, requirements.
Okay. List of activities. Then what else? Anyone else? Anyone else?
User stories, list of user stories.
List of user stories. Collection of requirements in the project. You can call it as activity. You can call as user story. You can call as features. Yeah, you can call as features. You can call as epics, whatever you want. You can give a names for it. But end of day, it's nothing but a collection of requirements. Now, in Agile, what they do is they do a risk-adjusted backlog, which means in a backlog, I'm having a stack of items. I can have a list of items. And in this item, there is something called a high priority and low priority. Because this is the one source. This is a one point where we have all our requirement. In a traditional project management, we have a requirement documentation. We have a WBS. Yeah, we have a scope statement. We create many documents. But in Agile, very simple, they keep only one place where you have all your information. In this list, they'll only create a high priority and low priority. Now, question to you. Who decides as high priority or low priority in Agile? Who decides?
Product owner.
Product owner.
Okay. There is a character called as product owner who is a customer representative. And because this person knows something called VOC. What does VOC stands for?
Voice of customer.
Voice of the customer. So this person from the domain, let's imagine there is a company who is automating the solar panel energy generation. In your city, somebody is coming up with a solar panel energy generation system. Okay. And this person really talks to the real customer. They know what is the problem of the customer in tracking the solar panel energy consumption, energy usage. And this person speaks a language of the customer. Speaks with whom? Speaks with the team in your company. And how this PO will speak using the word called high priority, using the word called low priority. Because when this product owner says something is high priority, it is not coming from product owner. It is coming from who? The people who is living in those houses and who are using that particular solar panel. Because he or she represents a customer's voice. When he or she says something high priority, yes, it is high priority. By this also, we are reducing the risk of a product failure. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you getting the meaning of high priority, low priority? When someone really talks about the voice of the customer, do you think, are we reducing the risk of a product failing in the market? Are we doing that?
Yes.
Happening, isn't it? We are reducing it. Now, when you do that, it's going to be a risk-adjusted backlog to address what kind of risk which have to be taken care at an early or later stage. In the project, we constantly look for what kind of risk will happen. Because many agile products are a constant improving product. It is not like a house construction where you construct your house. While you construct, you talk about the risk, you handle it, and then you hand over the key to somebody, and then it's operational. Whereas many agile products are a continuous delivery product. When I say continuous delivery, when you are started with the product, already it is with the customer. The customer starts using it. Like the example of a solar panel energy consumption product. Before the product totally completed, when even the 20% of the work is done, we will hand over to the customer. It's called MVP. What does MVP stands for? What MVP stands for?
Minimum viable product.
A minimum viable product, which goes to the market and people start consuming it. Now, what is the understanding here in the last couple of slides is, in Agile, we talk about a risk. However, risk is always addressed to the way they work. The process created in Agile itself a risk protecting system. On top of that, the product owner who talks about the requirement who talks about the voice of the customer, who talks about the demand in the market, also brings in high risk item, low risk item, which will help us to prioritize the work to be done. It is not the product owner's personal wishes getting delivered. It is the product owner's thought process with the customer, understanding the voice of the customer, and then they talk about the risk here. Yeah. Now with this, we'll get to a couple of questions. By the way, any thoughts here? Any questions here? What do you listen right now? Nice, Shri. We love to listen. You keep talking. Huh? That's how it is, right? It's okay, man. You keep talking. All right. I'm going to have a question right now. Let's see how many of you are comfortable to get about the answer here. Here is a question. Let's start with this question. Let's see how is your brain thinking. I can see answers coming up. Give your try. Go ahead. Let everyone give your attempt. All right. I got a few answers right now. Let me see a few more seconds. Let everyone answer. Okay, I'm seeing one particular alphabet coming up here as an answer. Since everyone is going with the same answer, any one of you want to explain from the question, what is the key term in the question? What is the key term in the question?
Chance of firing and double the speed.
Okay.
Last retrospective.
One I heard, chance of hiring a contractor. Okay. What is the other voice I heard? Please go ahead.
Double the speed.
Go ahead, Akila. What is it?
Last retrospective.
To double the speed of critical investigation during the next iteration. Last retrospective. So what is the key in this last retrospective? Akila? What is the key here?
It is the end of.
Okay. Please go ahead. End of
their process, that sprint.
Okay. Okay. Do you see that as a key term to decide this question answer? I can see Akila is looking at herself. Hey, did I put the right word or the wrong word? Huh? I'm just checking out, is it going well for you? Okay, one other person said something here. Please go ahead. What is your thought on this question?
Shri, Kapila here.
Hey, Kapila.
Shri, can we say that they had already identified several risks during the last retrospective, and that is the result why they have also had some critical investigations to be done?
Okay, that makes a bit more sense there. Agile team has identified several risks in the last retrospective. Okay, thanks for Akila and Kapila bringing this point here. So retrospective is a place, do they talk about the product or do they talk about the process? The way of working.
Process.
So they're going to talk about the way of working, right? It's about the process. Very good. including the chance of hiring a contractor to double the speed. Now the speed is going to be increased of a critical investigation during the next iteration. Upcoming work item, the team is thinking to bring up a new contractor. How should the team classify this risk? First of all, it's a risk here. And for this risk, they want to look out for how to classify. Now, I'm seeing answers mostly went with D here. Okay, now I can see this 3 has been ignored. Why D looks a good answer here? Do anyone want to say about it? Why D looks a good answer?
Yeah, it will increase the in critical speed of the critical investigation, double the speed of critical investigation, which will be opportunity in that case.
So this speed increasing the speed can be an opportunity for upcoming iteration, and that can be good for the project goal.
Yes.
Okay. I'm seeing this point. All right. Is this the same thought for everyone here who's went with the D?
I think the question says several risks identified, and then it says including the chance to hire. So based on the chance to hire, I thought it's an opportunity.
Chance of hiring is an opportunity, which means somebody newly coming in, addition of people, and also rightly said about the speed of delivery, speed of critical issue. Okay, very good. I'm seeing one other answer also. Kapila, you had a different view there. Why you thought it's emergent?
Actually, I feel that because they have identified certain risk and they don't want it to be implemented in the next iteration, maybe they have classified that risk as emergent and they want to take the steps.
Okay. Okay. So what does emergent mean as a word? If you like to see from this point of view, emergent means, what does it say? You're going to park it, or do you feel that it's upcoming? What is your thought there? Okay.
Because they have not yet hired that person. Yeah.
It may or may not. That's what you want to say.
Yeah.
Okay. In YouTube, I'm seeing Vipin also says emergent. Nice. Okay. So now for the information to everyone here, in project management, at least in PMI books, in PMI Institute, you will see when you say risk, the 2 category of risk is there. One we call as a threat, one is we call opportunity. These are the industry terms. When you say industry terms, when you say threat is something negative, whereas opportunity is a positive side. They call a negative risk or a positive risk. So these are the 2 terms we use. There is another term called issue, but it is not a risk, but it is something happened. A issue is something happened this morning or right now. A risk which we thought as a threat has already happened. That's called issue. So these 3 terms you will see common in the books. Whereas emergent, even though it's a word which talks about something on upcoming things, but that is not the terminology used by PMI. Now, why I ask this question here is, in exam, chances are they may use a word which looks so nice in our day-to-day life, but that is not the word common used in project management. I'm sure, Kapila, they lightly tricked you and they pushed you towards EA. Is it so?
Okay. Yes.
They use a word and they push you towards it. You go towards it. But here, it's an opportunity. Rightly, people pointed out here saying that, hey, this is an opportunity because a change helps the team to mitigate a key dependency. Isn't it? Most teams would like to reduce a number of dependencies. What kind of dependency has been reduced here? In this question, what dependency has been reduced?
Hiring a contractor?
The missing
Critical investigation.
Okay. So there is something, a critical investigation to be done for which you're bringing another person. There is a dependency, could be an SME, could be somebody who is pretty expert on the market. You're going to bring some consultant who is going to speed up the process where that can reduce some of the connections and dependencies. But the reason for putting this question here is, how do you see this as a risk? You can see this is a day-to-day job. You can say that, man, hiring a person, that's my day-to-day job. Why should I think about it? But answer here is, yeah, that is part of risk management where the team converse about it. All right, shall we see one more question? Shall we go for next question? Ready for it?
Yes.
All right, let's see another question right now. Here's a question. People on YouTube, you can give your answers here. I'm just checking out. A few more seconds. Let's everyone give an answer. Let me check some YouTube answers. YouTube answers. Okay, YouTube as well. I'm seeing answer goes with a C. And then Zoom here, I'm seeing mostly people going with C. All right, look like one alphabet right now. Now, before you jump to the answers, let's look at the question. And I believe this question is more of a process orientation. The question is targeting on process right now. Let's put some keywords here into action. First question. Who is being targeted in this question? Who is being targeted?
Project manager.
Project manager. So the person who is accountable, responsible is being targeted. Okay. What is the key term in this question? What is the key word or key sentence here?
Avoid scope creep.
There you go. And keep the team focused on delivering a product that meets the requirements during planning. All right. So what is the meaning of the word scope creep?
Not to add any more requirements in the scope.
Missed requirements.
Okay. Extra requirements. Extra.
Or missed requirements. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
additional requirements by the customer.
Additional requirements.
Okay.
Missed requirements, additional requirements.
Okay. Additional requirements.
Okay. Hey, I'm hearing two terms here. Missed, additional. Which one I have to go? Missed or additional? I'll listen to both. I'll go to both of them. Anil says additional. Anil, what do you mean by additional?
Something is requested more by the customer, which was not documented in the scope statement or scope document.
Which was not documented.
Or defined already in requirements. Yeah.
Okay. So let's put this way. There is the government, which is asking L and T to come with a hospital construction, which is one of the example we discussed in the class, hospital. So what I'm hearing here is there is something called work breakdown structure, and there is something called a scope statement. These all documents are created. Now, what happened here is, here, let's imagine they consider 30 features. So, Anil, if I listen to you, they missed it, or you say that's additional is they're adding another 4. Addition. Is it correct? Addition 4. Is this right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why you thought it's important? Do we need to add those additional 4?
No, it should go via change request.
So it's additional. Now, a question here is, this is part of something, a conversation which we go with your customer, like this the government has missed out. The government has missed out that, can we call missed out or it's additional? I'm trying to see both the word as equal or something different. Because I heard another term, another set of people here who said missed out. Is anyone here who's used the word missed out?
Yeah, I used it actually. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, please go ahead. What is missed out here? This 4 item is missed out?
No, for this case, it is addition only. But
Mhm.
let's say while giving the requirements from the customer end, they might have missed some of the requirements and later they wanted to put it forward. So that will be a scope creep and that will change the time, cost, schedule, everything actually.
Okay, it's going to impact the whole system.
Yes. That should
Okay.
go for with the formal change request process. That's what my understanding.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought. We can see one other point from Vipin in YouTube. What he says is, requirements coming after fully approved scope statement qualifies as scope creep.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's
Makes sense, right?
Yes.
Requirements coming after fully approved scope statement, which means a baseline has been formed. After a baseline, when I say baseline, government and the construction company L&T, they both agree on something. After this, they're introducing this 4 item. Okay, which you are trying to bring as a creep against what you baselined already. Let's also listen to Paushya. Paushya, you have something.
Yes, Shri. So isn't it that I mean, when a scope is defined, there is some small changes or something which is made in that, and that keeps piling up, and that is a scope creep?
Small change in the requirement.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the requirement.
Up to
And
this, I
then,
understood. What do you mean by piling up? What is happening there?
like, like we do the change, the small change, and then again later again another requirement comes up in Agile, and then we again do something which is not in the scope. Does that not mean scope creep?
Let's see the project different here. When you say a project which is going on more of Agile model, in Agile model, we don't work on this kind of a baseline in our case.
Okay.
Isn't it? Let's put another example here. American Express. I would have used this example in the class also. American Express. Working with a company like Infosys in India. Now, American Express is giving a set of details to the Infosys, but it is a continuous flow of details coming in. Continuous detail. What do you mean by continuous detail, Shri? First thing, they shared a vision. The vision is like this. They're given a vision statement. The vision statement says, hey, we want a banking system using artificial intelligence to get the statement according to our customer's profile. Okay, that's a thing. But there's a vision. When they ask them, what is the artificial intelligence based statement? That I'm not clear. We will give requirement as we progress. As we progress. When I say as we progress, they're not going to conclude something like a baseline, what we do in a hospital construction project. Because in a hospital construction, we are clear of how many floors, how much of the square feet, and we know how much of people needed. We make a baseline. There, when a change starts coming inside, we will worry about this creeping process. Whereas in Agile, creeping word can happen if you go away from this vision itself. You asked for an artificial intelligence based system, but now you're asking, can you give some medicines details in the hospital? They said, man, what are you asking, man? You're going totally away from it. So you may go away from the vision. Yeah, creep can happen. But what I heard from you is a change which we kept it, but it piled up. A change which is coming from American Express, which is already decided in the contract. We accept your changes because we too don't know what is the requirement. You too don't know because we go by the Stacy graph. If you remember a few minutes back, we spoke about it. Requirement uncertainty and technical uncertainty. Only for this case, we come for Agile. So there I accept the changes. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But creep can happen. I'm not denying that Agile will not have creep. Agile also will have a creep. What if somebody goes away from the vision? That guy is creeping something away from the vision. Then I will say, hey guy, my man, you're going away. Hold on. You're not in the vision. There I will talk about creep. But we accept changes. That's why in Agile principle number 2. What is the principle number 2 in Agile? What is the principle number 2 in Agile? Shri, do we have principles in Agile? Yeah, we have some principles. Principle number 2 says that welcome changing requirements even late in development. Do anyone remember this principle? Welcome changing requirements even late in development, isn't it? You accept the change. So their change is there. Is it clear, Bhavashya? You got it?
Yes.
Now let's go to the part of a creeping here. I feel this project is moving towards a little more planned area. They're asking how the project manager can avoid a creep and the team focus on delivering a product that meets requirements during planning. Okay. Now I'm reading the Vipin statement here. He says that requirements coming after fully approved scope statement qualifies as a scope creep. So there are something called, two things are here. One is called scope creep. Other one is called gold plating. Have anyone heard about gold plating?
Yeah.
Yes.
Contradictory to each other.
Okay, scope creep. Now we just now understood scope creep, as I'm hearing again from Vipin here, requirement coming after fully approved scope statement, which means after the scope baseline has been done, when somebody is introducing a change. When I say somebody introducing a change, this is somebody is going to be the customer himself, the sponsor himself. They say that, hey, can you do this? And then you have to go through the change control procedure. It is called a CCB, Change Control Board. Have you heard about Change Control Board? Change Control Board is a set of people who sit and converse. Is this change going to have an impact? Impact on what kind of impact it's going to bring in, cost or time or a risk. They're going to talk about it. So when a scope creep comes in, the creep which is away from the vision, it's not acceptable. But within the vision, and we can accept this a change, they will do more analysis of it. Before even you go for a change control board, they create the impact analysis. What kind of impact this change can bring in, right? So this scope creep is something here. And now, before I go to goal plating, first I'll take the answer from you. Now, after conversing all this stuff, we understood scope creep here. We understood it's a well-planned project. And we also read the statement from Vipin talking about requirement coming after fully approved scope statement is called a scope creep. Now, which answer we can eliminate here before you go to the right answer? A, B, C, D. Which one is totally out? Elimination.
D.
Prevent stakeholders from direct interaction with the team. You don't want to do that?
No.
Doesn't look good, huh?
B is also out because daily stand-up is not the part of...
Whole daily stand-up with all the development teams will not help here. Huh? So
Yeah.
B also goes out. So
A is
B
out.
and C.
A
Sorry?
also.
A also
A
out?
is also out. Yeah.
Oh, God, man. Looks like pretty easy answer for you guys. Ask all development team leads to prepare detailed requirements. Okay. So A, B, and D gone. C looks a good answer as per the elimination technique. But somebody can justify why C is a good answer?
Yeah, formal change request process is nothing but CCB here, right?
There you go. When they
You
use a
already wrote the
formal...
answer, Shri.
So,
CCB.
when a change comes here, you record it as a change request. Okay. When the change request has been recorded parallelly or after that, they do something called impact analysis. Who do the impact analysis? The project
CCB.
manager plus the team. They do the impact analysis. You have to go and check what kind of impact and bring in. Now you can submit it to a group of people called a CCB. The CCB can approve it or they can deny it. right? Or they can defer it, which means they keep it old. Defer it, they keep it old. Now, after this process, they again go back and see what all documents to be updated. One of the document could be your schedule management, cost management, scope management. You will update all those documents. You will also update your change log. Change log. In change log, what you'll do is, already when a change came in, something here, right? Change request. It was recorded, a change came in, let's say 12th of May, the change came in. And after all this process, you will go and say that it is accepted or rejected. You will write it down. You will also give the reasons why it is accepted, why it is rejected. Like that, there will be another change request. And this document will be communicated with relevant stakeholders as per your communication management plan. And this will be tracked all over the project. I'm talking about a well-planned project. This is how they do. In a well-planned project, you need a change request. It should be first recorded in a system, because you should know in the change log how many changes comes in this project, because certain changes can get repeated. You may have done a change request which came in the month of May in 2024. The same change will come again after 3 months. If I'm going to do again impact analysis, again I send it to CCB, it's a waste of time. Rather, you'll check that is it something happened before. So you record every change, where it came in, from whom it came in, what happened to that change, where is it right now, is it been implemented, has it been recorded, what we're doing there. You record all this information. Now, CCB, rightly you said, I heard the word formal is a key word here. Formal procedure. I'm sure in many companies, they have the internal system in the company which records a change system. Isn't it? Have you seen this kind of things in your company? They have a change management application. In that application, you have a record of changes coming in. Isn't it?
Yes.
Now, yeah, that looks a good question and good answer. Now, we didn't learn about goal plating. Do anyone know what is goal plating?
Shri, I have a question here. The one which I mentioned when the meeting started. Let's say here there is one more solution here, like talk with your stakeholders about the new scope and something like that. Then which one should be the answer for us?
You're
Let's say
saying
there
that
is one
there
more
is one more answer. Talk with your stakeholder. Very good.
Yeah, and understand their requirements.
Very good. Very good. Do you think the stakeholder is a very broad statement, or you want to be very specific? Whom to talk?
I mean, whoever has added the change or raised the change,
Okay.
or done the scope creep, yeah.
Okay. So now your question is which answer to choose. Now, do you think that is a solution or that is a process? What is your thought?
I mean, that is the first step. We should understand from the scope point, stakeholders' point of view, why he is added, and we need to understand whether it is a project vision or product vision, or it is out of the vision.
Very good. Very good. Do you think the same dialogue, what you said, will happen inside this impact analysis? Will it happen there?
Yes.
When you say impact analysis, I don't think we'll blindly do impact analysis, right? Impact analysis, you talk to them.
Yeah.
So thought here is they're saying that scope creep and keep the team focused on delivering a product that meets requirements during the planning phase. The question is, how can the project manager avoid the creep and keep the focus of the team, make it happen? Now, in this question, it's pretty evident that you have to follow certain steps, certain process, but the process will talk to the stakeholders also. So the answer, what you said, explicitly mentioning talk to the stakeholders. Nice to know, but what are you going to talk? More than that, you may go for an answer like this, which is pretty clear. I think somebody mentioned that formal procedure. When I say formal procedure, change comes in, I'm going to set up a formal meeting with them to understand why this change is coming. That is nothing but talking with the stakeholders. So answering a question, yes, when they say specifically certain things to be done with the stakeholder, chances are you may go to that answer. If not, you will see how you can do a formal procedure in this kind of case. So here it is a process plus people, or process plus people plus solution, all three coming here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tricky, isn't it? You cannot just
this type of question, this type of question we get when we solve our questions.
Exactly. I think it takes time. It takes time. Now you digest it, you will get more info.
Sri, one more question. This change log should be updated for approval as well as denial. All three decisions. It should be
Let's take the
updated.
let's say the same case here. This change request was rejected. You did not update it here. You missed it. Any consequence you feel will happen if you don't update it here?
Yeah, as you said, maybe it will come after 6 months again, the same change request.
That is one consequence. Any other consequence? If you don't update this one, there's a change log report is sent every 1 week to your customers and stakeholders. That report will go blank.
Okay.
See, you decided and you discussed something called stakeholder management. We discussed something called communication management in the classes sometime. You remember that?
Yeah.
In stakeholder and communication management, what we discussed, we have to be transparent. We have to communicate right people with the right information. So if I don't update it here, then what you will communicate to the stakeholder?
Okay.
We will miss it, isn't it? So these are the procedures and process which can be updated with our stakeholders. They know that, hey, it's happening. For this, I know need to keep in my back of my mind, okay, Friday evening, 3 o'clock, I have to send a mail. Friday evening, 3 o'clock, I have to send a mail. That's bad, isn't it? You have project such a massive size of a hospital construction in Mumbai or Newark. I cannot keep in my mind Friday evening, 3 o'clock, I have to send a mail. That's bad. Change log automated system or some system, every 15 days, a report will go. In this report, the log number 001448, it's a change came in this date. It was rejected for this reason. Do you think we are very professional here? And that professionalism is needed in project management. If not, you will slip out of the system. Yep. All right, then let's see quickly the answer. What is the answer here? Ooh, I think you all got the answer already. Adherence to agreed upon change management. Look at the word agreed upon. Agreed with whom? With whom we agreed?
Stakeholder.
Both the party. When the project was beginning, we agreed we will follow CCB. There is no hard rule that every company should follow CCB. It is up to them to decide. Hey guys, we will form a team and this team will decide the change will be accepted or rejected. Even today in many agile based companies, they too have CCB. In a sense, any major change in the vision comes in, they go to a change control board. Only when they agree, they move to the process of delivering. Because all of agile company today, they were all plan driven company few years back. So when they migrated from plan driven to agile, they don't want to give up CCB. They're still holding the CCB in the company. So it's a hybrid organizations now. So what will happen here is, while the other methods could be helpful, adherence to change process is a direct solution. It's a direct solution. By the way, before I close the day today, question back to you. What is goal plating? We saw scope creep. What is goal plating?
Any additional additional things or beautifying of the requirement what the customer has actually
okay. I like the way you
some.
said beautifying, cosmetic work. Okay, nice. Well said there. Additional things which is done by, who is doing this? Is it from the customer or the team members?
Team members.
Mostly the goal plating goes to the team members. Scope creep comes from the customer themselves. Whereas goal plating, some of our team member or the whole team thinks that let's go something extra. You may be heard somewhere extra nice. Let's do extra. Extra could be extra care, efficient communication, being close with your customer, understanding their needs. That's fine. But when it comes to work requirements, extra is going to be expensive. As per the quality management books from PMI, quality means meeting the requirements. If you want to add something more on top of it, it's always good to have a conversation with them, make them understand, make them feel good, then deliver it. Don't do a surprise work because that can come to a problem. So this is what they talk about, not going for the goal plating in this place. Yeah. All right. Good. Fantastic. I believe today you got some info. What are the keywords you learned today? 1 or 2 keywords. Let's see what's your brain catched up. What do you got today?
Risk can be threat and
gold plating.
Scope creep, gold plating. Very good. What else?
Revision of Stacy graph.
Stacy graph, which talks about requirement uncertainty, technical uncertainty. Very good. Then
Agile
threat and
risk
opportunity.
management.
Threat and opportunity. Nice. Anything more?
Sprint review and sprint retrospective. Difference between
Review
process,
and retrospective.
process and
Process and product. Very good.
product.
Very good.
Yeah.
And also you understood Agile overall, the way of working itself, a risk preventing system. That
Yes.
is also a reason
That's
Agile
what.
got so popular. Yeah. We also learned lean management based only Agile is working. And we have a small packets which can move faster. That is also a reason Agile is getting more popular. Agile is not getting popular because we have a daily stand-up, we have a Scrum Master. That's a wrong belief. Agile is getting popular because it is having something called risk prevention system. That's why it's getting more popular. Okay. All right. Was it a good Sunday? Can you call it as a good Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. First, thanks for the people who participated, and thanks for the people in the YouTube as well. Join the expert WhatsApp group, what we have there. I would expect you to converse some questions there. Bring up some questions, discuss your questions. That's the best place to learn because we have many PMP certified people there who are conversing and explaining about how to solve a question. Please materialize that area. Okay. And people who talked about the exam preparation, keep up your momentum. Scores are high, you're doing well, appreciate it. Scores are not coming up high, you're worried. As I said in the beginning, don't get worried because it's a journey. Project management can be till our retirement or after retirement. So learn with a joy. I'm sure you'll get it. Any questions, please reach out. We'll be happy to help you. Great. And then have a nice Sunday and enjoy the IPL matches. We'll catch up again soon. Thanks all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all, man. Thank you.